everyone. Couple things to update on you. Wow. I have a couple things to update you guys on today. First one, I'm just going to jump right in, is the completion of my, never really named it, but I guess the stampfire or the swarmfire, whatever you want. It's pretty cool. I'm going to give you an up-close look at this real quick. So, the paint job actually turned out really nicely. Turns out there's really no difference between the brush, the hand brush, and the airbrush, except the airbrush looks a little nicer, I think, but they stick the same once you get the clear coat on it. So it looks nice. And I don't know if I showed this last time, but I have a pin-up girl on it that my girlfriend made me a stencil for, which is actually for the Vulcan project. Yeah. So obviously you guys want to see it fire. Let me load up a turret real quick. Alright, so obviously you can see this clip feeding through the bottom of the swarmfire. So this is 18-shot clip, and I have a hole cut out, so it, or a slot, I guess you would say, cut out, so it feeds very nicely, and it also compresses on it a little bit so that clip isn't going anywhere. This only uses the 18-shot clips because the 6-shot clips are too small, and the drums won't feed out the side with this here. Now I could have removed that and used drums with it, but I didn't really think it was necessary, and it would have been more work, and I just didn't feel like it, because this looks really streamlined with the shell, and I would have had to cut it around there, and I just don't think it would have looked as good. So, I'm very happy with the way it turned out. Let me give you a demo on how everything works. Right now, I'm pulling the trigger, nothing happens. Both blasters are linked up to a different 7.2 volt battery, and they both have their own separate on switches. The swarmfire switch is right here. Now it's on, now it's off. And the stampede, I never actually put a second switch in it, because this was originally the swarmfire, or the stampede's on-off switch, but now I just use this. So when the clip's in, it trips that wire, and then when this is in, it trips that wire. So now this circuit's live. Now it's not, now it is, now it's not. Very simple. So I'm going to give you a firing demo. Now, the way I set this up, both blasters can be fired independently, or they can be fired simultaneously, which was really the goal that I wanted to go for. So I'm going to start with the swarmfire. Just like that. Fire off a couple rounds. Cool. Now here's the stampede. Now I'll do them both at the same time. So, in my personal opinion, it's quite impressive. And I can, if I fire them both at the same time, unleash all the darts in about 5 or 6 seconds. So, it's not something to get close to in a war. The stampede hits about 65-70 flat, and the swarmfire hits about 45 flat. Now you might be wondering why there's a giant hole here. Originally I was going to do a rear loading turret with PET-G, but I decided against it because I actually want to be able to load this with stock darts, because the swarmfire, or the stampede, takes stock darts because it's clip fed. I can do a Stefan clip mod for it, but it's not really going to improve ranges, so it just makes sense for stock darts and stock darts, because it goes together. I have another swarmfire that I'm working on that PET-G turret with, which is on that lower shelf down there, and as soon as I have that finished, that's going to be put up for sale, so watch out for that within the next week or two. That should probably be up on eBay. But this, I'm super happy with. I already have somebody that wants a commission for one, and I will do commissions for these. PM me, or personal message me, we say PM on Nerf Haven, sorry, for a price quote. Depends on how you want it done. We'll talk about it. So that's that project. Pretty much done. Now, I have an update contract. I don't remember the username, but it's some guy in Australia, sorry if that offends you, commissioned me to build him an RM2. So I built this, and then realized that's not what he wanted. I was like totally brain dead as I was doing this, and I thought he wanted the R1S, which is the pistol version, which is this. And, alright, just going to do a few shots real quick with streamlines. So it catches very nicely. It has an easy trigger pull. The seal isn't that good because I'm using an O-ring, whereas my new homemades use a rubber washer, which I will be implementing. So anyway, I built this and realized this was not what he asked for. So, the nice part is all I have to do to change this from the pistol version to the R2M, which is the one he wants, which is the rifle version, is cut this here, add a bigger plunger tube, and redo the plunger itself. So, I've begun doing that. This is the full-size plunger tube for the R2M, and then I'm literally just going to cut this here, sand it down, and bevel the inside of this, epoxy that together, run screws through it, and fix the plunger to work with it, put a rubber washer on it, and I actually ordered a K26 spring, which is the spring they use in plus bows. So this is going to go in that. So it's going to be a full-length K26, which should provide a ton of power. Now, I've started working on this. I've gooped on a half-inch coupler on the inside, which I wrapped in E-tape and then gooped. And now that's sealing great, but it's not going to stay in there because goop isn't super strong. So I'm going to run screws through it, and I'll probably actually do that tonight. So this will be easy to finish up. I'll finish this up Tuesday or Wednesday this week. Thank you for watching. See you guys next video.